Hello engineers, we are Group 5 and we're going to report on civil engineering ethics. But before we start, allow me to introduce myself first. Hi, I'm Jeremy Garcia, a third-year student of BS Civil Engineering. So without further ado, let's get started. The topic given to us is about civil engineering ethics. So under this topic, matatakal din natin ang professional and chartered engineers, code of ethics, fundamental principles, and the fundamental canons. So to start with, let us first define what ethics is. What is ethics? In general definition, there are two types of ethics. First, it refers to well-founded moral norms that dictate what humans should do, usually in terms of rights, obligations, social advantages, justice, or particular virtues. Ethics, for example, refers dun sa mga standards that impose the reasonable obligation, like to refrain from rape, stealing, murder, and so on. Ethical standards also include standards related sa mga rights, such as the right to life, freedom from injury, and the right to privacy. And also, kasama sa standards na yan yung virtues of honesty, compassion, and loyalty. So yun yung mga standards ng first type of ethics because they are supported by consistent and well-founded reasons. So next type we have the study and development of one's ethical standards. So as mentioned above, feelings, laws, and social norms can deviate from what is ethical. Kaya it is necessary to constantly examine one's standard para i-ensure kung they are reasonable and well-founded. In short, ethics also means that it is the continuous effort of studying our own moral beliefs and conduct, and striving to ensure that we and the institutions we help to shape live up to standards that are reasonable and solidly based. While in engineering, ethics is dealing with co-workers, clients, employees, users, and public. Dito sa engineering ethics, in-address dito yung behavior ng engineers and institutions considering the standards of profession and morality. Like, yung behavior dito is yung discipline sa actions, practices, workplace, philosophical analysis sa standards, responsibility, and loyalty para ma-identify yung ethical problems and to know better options for resolving them. Why ethics are so important for engineers? Engineers' job is to build things, make things better, and come up with new solutions to complicated problems. Kaya sila hineld to high standards with their work, which is higher than most other careers. Ethical standards are so important for engineers to ensure that all their work isn't harming people or eroding public trust in our institutions. And also, because of the profound impact it has on human society, one should be approached with ethics in mind. How do ethics relate to engineering? Ethics has arguably been a core part of the human condition since language began. Nag-evolve ito around morality, which is the concept of good and bad, and it mostly concerned with how to live a good life. Also, karamihan sa ethical codes or beliefs that comes from religion and the culture we brought up in, masasabi nating ethics can vary widely from one place and person to another. However, when we applied this to engineering in two broad ways, which is safety and honesty, ethics can be relatively straightforward. Why engineers should learn about ethics? First, engineering projects can have a direct impact on people's safety. So since engineers' work impacts the everyday lives of people, dapat they should all know ethics and strive to do their best work. Also, dapat yung focus nila is sa highest standards lang, which is yung maa-adapt at may enhance ng mga engineers if they know and apply ethics to their work and lives. Second, it gives them ability to push back against bad decisions. So the reason why it gives them ability to push back against bad decisions is that engineers with a strong ethical foundation can raise concerns and ensure that unsafe or unethical activities receive the attention they deserve.
Bsce-Iii Illumin, I will report about professional and chartered engineers. Professional engineer is someone who has completed a 4 years engineering degree in college, work under a license, and experience. Professional engineer for 4 years or more pass 2 mandatory intensive competency examinations, meet any other requirements of their state's licensure board, and qualified to be issued a professional engineer license. Chartered engineer. Chartered engineer, in the other hand, is an experienced engineer who has pursued a career in engineering and has been recognized for his or her contribution to the field. Chartered and professional engineers are both qualified and licensed na gumawa o magtayo ng buildings, bridges, or any infrastructure that related to the industry, and also because of their experiences, they're often to an author of the pertinent code of ethics that are helpful and used by some of these organizations. Isa sa mga katangian ng chartered or professional engineer ay ang abilidad nilang magawan ng solusyon ang bawat problema, especially problems that encountered in the industry dahil sa kanilang skills, professionalism, and experience. They're often to be a leader in a lot of projects. Here are some of the benefits of professional engineers. A professional engineer license makes engineers stand out. It means a higher salary. It's an advantage in the hiring process. The ability to sign and seal plans and drawings. The ability to work anywhere nationwide. Can officially use the title engineer. Benefits of chartered engineers. Use of an internationally protected title. For example, chartered engineer. Recognition as a professional in your field. Improved career opportunities and salary prospects. Greater influence within your organization. Opportunities to connect with influential and inspirational people. International recognition of your professional competence and commitment.
Good day everyone, I am Almajer Bin Manzano and I will be discussing the Code of Ethics of Engineering in Chapter 10. Ethics can be defined as the analysis of traits of moral or social which includes the social selections of a person as they communicate with people. Ethics should be highly considered by engineers and engineers should be mindful of it as they are making professional decisions in the field of engineering. By this, the roles of the codes are to provide bodywork for an engineer in making ethical judgment. Apart from that, these codes demonstrate the rights, responsibilities, and the commitments of the engineers. It also assists the engineers by providing a starting point to make an ethical decision. Always remember, engineering is an important and learned profession. As members of this profession, engineers are expected to exhibit the highest standards of honesty and integrity. Engineering has a direct and vital impact on the quality of life for all people. So, the Code of Ethics of Engineer as outlines the moral guidelines by which an engineer ought to act are: number 1, prioritizing the safety, health, and welfare of the public. Number 2, avoid real or perceived conflict of interests and to disclose them to affected parties. Number 3, be honest and realistic stating claims based on data. Number 4, reject bribery in all forms and improve the understanding of conventional and emerging technologies. Number 5, maintain and improve one's own technical competence. Number 6, seek, accept, and offer honest criticism of technical work and to acknowledge corrections and accept criticism. Number 7, treat fairly all persons regardless of factors such as race and etc. Number 8, avoid injuring others, their property, reputation, or employment by false or malicious action. Number 9, assist colleagues and co-workers in professional development. In conclusion, the Code of Ethics merely calls upon our natural sense of morality. It presents us with a touchstone for proper professional behavior and reminds us of our obligations to act in the best interests, not only of our clients, but also of the common good. In these uncertain economic and political times, it is vital that the engineering profession retains the confidence of the wider community. It is in this area that the Code of Ethics plays an important role.
I'm Lavelin P. Montes of Group 5 and I'm going to discuss the fundamental principles of civil engineering ethics. Fundamental principles. Civil engineers made an oath to uphold the integrity, honor, and dignity of the profession by the following principles. So, the first one is using the knowledge and skill for the enhancement of human welfare and the environment. So, dito, as a technical professionals, kailangan ng mga civil engineers na magtrabaho upang mapaunlad ang buhay ng tao sa pamamagitan ng pagpapatayo ng mga istruktura. Tas kailangan rin nila na mapanatili at mapangalagaan ang kapaligiran. Number 2 is being honest and impartial and serving with fidelity the public, their employers, employees, and clients. So, dito, yung mga civil engineers dapat maging tapat sila buong puso at pantay-pantay sa kanilang trabaho, kung saan inuuna nila yung kapakanan ng publiko at kanilang mga trabaho. Next is striving to increase the competence and prestige of civil engineering profession. In this principle, dapat kahit anuman ang gawin ng isang engineer sa kanyang profession, obligado silang magtrabaho ng may disiplina na makapagbigay ng tamang credential sa kanilang profesyon. So, the last one is supporting the professional and technical societies of their discipline. So, trabaho rin ng mga civil engineer na magbigay tulong sa iba pang mga professional discipline upang maabot ang pag-unlad ng lipunan at ng bansa.
I'm Nerds Marsan, reporting for the Fundamental Canons. There are professional duties that be fulfilled by engineers. First is, engineers shall hold paramount the safety, health, and welfare of the public and they shall strive to comply with the principles of sustainable development on their performance of their professional duties. As an engineer, you should secure the safety and health of your workers, individuals, or the civilians. Lagi mong isipin ang kapakanan ng mga sibilyan kapag ikaw ay gumagawa ng isang proyekto. Second, engineers shall perform service only areas of their competence. Pangalawa naman is, trabahuin lang nila kung ano yung field nila or path na kinuha nila. Third, engineers shall issue public statements only in an objective and truthful manners. Sa pangatlo naman is sinasabi lang dito na make sure to be considerate when it comes to public speaking. Tignan mong mabuti yung mga words na sasabihin mo at dapat i-deliver ng maayos. Fourth is, engineers shall act in professional matters for each employer or client as a faithful agents or trustees and shall avoid conflicts of interest. Pinaparating naman ng 4 is kailangan maging professional ka sa mga gawa, salita at inaakto mo towards your workers, clients, and so on. At siguraduhin din na maiwasan ang anumang arguments. Panglima naman, engineers should build their professional reputation on the merit of their service and shall not compete unfairly with others. Panglima naman is make sure to build your own reputation and avoid to have stain on it. Alagaan mo mabuti ang magandang reputasyon mo para mabuild mo rin tilaan ng ibang tao, especially the clients. 6 is engineers shall act in a such manner as to uphold and enhance the honor, integrity, and dignity of the engineering profession and shall act with zero tolerance for bribery, fraud, and corruption. Sa 6 naman is kailangan maging patas ka at maging honest ka, especially sa mga clients mo para mabuild mo mga tiwala nila para din i-refer ka nila sa iba pa nilang kakilala for the other potential clients. Last not but the least is engineers should continue their professional development throughout their careers and should provide opportunities for the professional development of those engineers under their provision. Sa panghuli naman is sinasabi lang dito na patuloy pa rin na improve ang sarili for your own rin. It will be your asset if you're one of the best. Always continue to best the version of yourself.
So that's the end of our report. Thank you for listening.